Greetings of the day, dear students. Today we will discuss about types of friction. The force of friction is of three types: static friction, limiting friction and kinetic friction. Let's begin with static friction. The friction acting between the two surfaces which are in contact and placed at rest is called static friction. It tends to keep the object at rest. It is always equal and opposite to the applied force. When the force applied on a stationary object is smaller than the static friction, the object does not move and remains stationary. To move an object along a surface, the applied force must be more than the static friction. When the force applied on the stationary object is gradually increased, a stage comes when the object just starts moving. The maximum force required to make the object move on the surface of other object is called limiting friction. Let us understand these with the help of an activity. Take a rectangular wooden block with a hook and place it on a table. Now attach a spring balance to its hook. Apply a force of 5 Newton on the block by pulling the spring balance gently. You will notice that the wooden block does not move and remains at rest. This is due to the static friction acting between the surfaces of wooden block and tabletop. Now increase the force from 5 Newton to 10 Newton. Again, you will notice that the block does not move and remains at rest. This means that the static friction has increased to balance the pulling force on the block. Now again increase the force further from 10 Newton to 15 Newton. You will observe that the wooden block just starts moving over the table. This maximum value of static friction, which acts when the body is just at the verge of sliding on the surface, is called the limiting friction. Third type of friction, that is kinetic friction. Kinetic friction is the opposing force that comes into play when one object is actually moving over the surface of another object. Anything rubs, slides or slips has some kinetic friction. Any surface that moves against another surface has kinetic friction. Let us take an example. When we push a wooden block, it does not move. It remains at rest. This is due to the static friction. But when we increase the applied force slightly more than the limiting friction, we see that the box begins to slide slowly. The force of friction at this stage is called kinetic friction. There are two types of kinetic friction: sliding friction and rolling friction. Let us understand first sliding friction. The opposing force that comes into play when one object is actually sliding over the surface of another object is called sliding friction. For example, rubbing of both the hands together to create heat. Second, a child sliding down through a slide in a park. Third, a block being slid across the floor. Now, rolling friction. The opposing force that comes into play when one object is actually rolling over the surface of another object is called rolling friction. A ball or the wheels of a car or cycle rolling over another surface are examples of rolling friction.